church bells may ring, and surely, darling, the angels will sing. I'll tell you, darling, you're the queen of my throne. You should have known, sweetheart, sweetheart. Don't sweetheart, the church bells may ring, and surely, darling, the angels will sing. I'll tell you, darling, you're the queen of my throne. You should have known, sweetheart. Oh, baby, don't sweetheart. Oh, ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-ding, dong. I love you, darling, and I want you for my own. I'll give you anything that I own. You should have known, sweetheart. Oh, sweetheart. Hello, hello again, my friends. I hope that we will meet again. Ling, 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 ling. Well, well, ling, a ling, ding, dong. I love you, darling, and I want you for my own. I'll give you anything that I own. You should have known, sweetheart. No, sweetheart. Hello, hello again, my friends. I hope that we will meet again. Ling, 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 ling. Oh, a ling, ding, dong. I love you, darling, and I want you for my own. I'll give you anything that I own. You should have known. Church bells may ring, church bells may ring, church bells may ring.
Tony Middleton, the Willows, New York City's legendary Willows, Mr. Tony Middleton.
Hello and welcome to New York Rhythm and Blues. My name is James Struhs and I host New York Rhythm and Blues. Today I have with me my co-host Bruce Hecht.
James, good to be here.
And we also have the Willows with us tonight. And this group goes back, way back into the 50s, right?
Way back into the 50s. I think we started somewhere 40 what?
53.
53?
The first record.
You mean wasn't that far back enough? But if you started recording at 53, how long were you guys together prior to that?
I would say somewhere around 51.
So you were singing on the street corners, probably in the subways, where you get the great echoes, right?
That's right.
And then you finally got to record, and initially you recorded as the Five Willows.
Correct.
But before we get into all of that, why don't we have the 4 original members of the Willows introduce themselves?
Richie Davis.
Joe Martin, baritone.
Ralph Martin, second tenor. And Tony Middleton.
Lead. You never went.
Richard sang lead too.
Oh yeah, you have different.
Yeah,
Do you all try it once? Or?
Well, actually, we only had me and Richard singing lead because that's the way it was set up. Ralph and Joe preferred the laid-back stuff. You know, they wanted to sit there and cool off.
So who was this fifth person that was?
Oh, that's our bass singer that passed about a year ago. Scooter.
It's amazing that you still have the original group all intact. I mean, a lot of groups today.
And it's wonderful because we were kids together. You know, we all grew up together.
We're in the same place.
We're the same neighborhood.
Where's that? Like, where'd you start out? Brooklyn?
14th Street. Brooklyn. I hate Brooklyn.
Like I'm starting off good with you now, right?
114th Street, Lennox, 115th Street, Lennox. And
Right.
between 7th and Lennox.
So was it the original people, or you had many before they had a single?
Well,
out to
at
get
the
what
time
you
I
wanted to
joined
get?
them, I came to them late. They had already started the group. There were the Dovers, Ralph and Joe and Richard, and then they were hanging out on the stoop singing when I came back.
Yeah, well, I had a group too.
We won't talk about
We
that.
won't talk about that now. But I'm saying, I know how it goes. See, everybody wanted to sing back then, right?
Yeah, but you know, it
It was the thing to
was
do.
a
I don't know
wonderful
if Bruce
thing.
was doing any
I
singing back
couldn't
then.
sing.
You were
I
listening.
still can't sing, but I was listening, and I'm still listening today. And, you know, it's just great. And like I said, to have 4 original members
True.
of a group that goes back many years and still singing today, as well as getting together, whatever. Initially, your recording came out in '53, and then I guess you had a couple of records after that. And then came the famous year of 1956.
Right.
And that was the year you guys, if you want to say broke through, you blasted through, you just didn't break through, with a song that is a very popular song to this day. And that, of course, is Church Bells May Ring. And it's a song that we will hear on the video a little later on. But how did that song come about? And how did you come to the, was it Morty Kraft's label, right?
Yeah.
Was Melba.
Well, we rehearsed the song for about, well, I did this Darlin first. First thing I did this song. That was our baby, you know. We rehearsed that for years and years. In other words, months and months. It seems like years and years, a century. We did about maybe 100 demos on that thing at a little place on 111th Street. And the gentleman was very nice and very kind to us, and we paid $2 a demo, right? Something like that.
$2 was a lot of money back in those days.
Sure.
It really was.
None of us had no job.
Yeah, we rehearsed in Ralph and Joe's house all night until like 2 and 3 and 4 in the morning. And they would eat late and go to bed. I don't know how they did it, and they still carrying this wonderful weight.
Then go to school too now.
It's
amazing.
Our baby was my dear Darlin was the one that really, it was called Race Records. It was brilliant.
It was called race music back in the late 40s, early 50s.
Right.
And in fact, the music publications of the day, which was Cashbox and Billboard, had a separate listing.
Oh,
Race
man,
Records.
that's what was wonderful. You know where your record was in every state, every town. We went to do little shacks and stuff like the Record Shack down in Washington. And we did a lot of things. In fact, I think they stopped that somewhere in the 70s, right? They stopped doing that. The Cashbox changed over.
Yeah, that's true.
But all the stuff that we did after that, we wound up with Harold Records. And actually, Allen Records was our first record. Harold Records was second. Who was second?
Yeah. Harold. Yeah.
And then Morty Kraft, right?
Then Morty Kraft.
And that's where you hit a big. Now you had 2 other records on the label. Neither of them could attain the success of the one song. And unfortunately, what happens is your group got the label as a one-hit wonder. But the other records you made, had they had more airplay perhaps, or received more publicity, I'm sure they would have gotten on the charts and done well for you also, because they're good records.
Right.
Just that at that time, so many groups were coming in, so many new labels were popping up, that there was such competition for space on the charts that very few groups really made it big, if you want to call it big.
Well, we had my Little Darlin. We had a thing that we did.
Little Darlin was the last record.
Little Darlin.
Right.
We said we got to get another Church Bells May Ring. And we started working on that thing. And we thought we had a hit. But for some reason, it just didn't pop. And Marty got lazy trying to handle the other groups and stuff like that, not really hanging on to us, you know. Maybe because we was after the royalties.
You know what it is also, you take these record label owners, and if they heard something that sounded better to them, it's like finding a new girlfriend every week.
Yeah.
They would jump from group to group to group, and that's the group they promoted for that time.
Well, they still do that.
Of course.
But the only thing is that you're self-contained today. And,
it's much different today as it was when you recorded.
Gobs of money today. It's very difficult for a person to come up with a record today.
Well, plus you were young, too. And I mean, you could be very manipulated. I mean, they take your money to do what they want.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they did. You know,
every group says that today.
You know, I always say, nobody leaves you crumb on the table. You know, you're going to eat, let us eat.
Well, you're out there enjoying yourself in front of the crowds and everything, and the wheeling and dealing going on.
Well, we enjoyed it because we thought we were being wonderful, and especially we were trying to please our family, you know, our parents, you know. And his mother was very dear to us, and we wanted to make it because of her, you know, because she kept on us, you know. And Richard went to service after a while.
And we kept doing it, and something we did while he was in the service, I forgot the name.
Let's Fall in Love.
Let's Fall in Love. That's one of the...
Going records.
We worked with $2. That was with George Goldman.
Yeah.
So then you did do something special for his mother. I mean, you did make...
Oh, no.
This was after Richie left, when he went to the
we
service.
wanted to be successful.
But she did see you made it, though.
Well, we didn't really make it. That's what we wanted to. But she happened to pass. But the point is, it's something that we... And for ourselves, too, of course, you know. And we liked doing what we were doing. I don't know about them, but I enjoyed what I was doing. And they're the one that made me start singing. Because I was in the gym.
And you got very prolific afterwards, after you left the group.
Yeah, right.
Recording on more labels than I can count on my hands and toes, you know. You were all over the place with a lot of nice recordings. Again, they weren't promoted, they weren't pushed, and, you know.
But someone said that I was a great tax write-off.
Bum, 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 do, 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 do. Well, now, little darling, I really love you so, and I'll never, ever let you go, because you're mine, alone, alone, alone. Oh, I really love you. Oh, yes, I love you so, and I'll never, ever let you go, because you're mine, oh, mine. You know, I love you so, and I'll never let you go. You know, I need you so, because I love you so. Well, now, little darling, I really love you so, and I'll never, ever let you go, because you're mine, oh, mine. And I never, ever let you go. You know, I need you so, because I love you so. Well, now, little darling, I really love you so, and I'll never, ever let you go, because you're mine, oh, mine. You're mine, oh, mine. You're mine, oh,
The point is, you know, we're still trying to do what we've been doing and what we have been doing over the years, and we hope to continue. And we keep looking for little jobs to come up, you know, nothing big, but just to sing a little bit, you know. Then it's nice to see the people sitting out there and remembering the past.
Well, that's it. Remembering you guys, remembering what you sang, and, you know, relating to it.
Right.
I remember a lot of guys like you and what's his name, Ronnie, I know the guys. Jim, I didn't know you. James, I didn't know you, but I mean, I don't know you, but now I know you. And these guys I know was there, Paramount and stuff like that. When we went to Paramount, the Platters,
Teenagers.
the Mingles.
Tones probably. I mean, so many groups appeared.
That
Well,
was
Alan
That
Freed,
would have
Alan
been
Freed
some
ran
10 days.
some incredible shows.
I wish I'd have bought that sheet.
I had the sheet too.
You know, it was really great.
Yeah, I could own
The
it.
time I stuff and everything. Alan Freed would always take care of us.
Well, Alan Freed was really the man responsible for bringing, you want to call it race music, black music, whatever you care to classify it as, to the white people.
That's right.
Okay, because the only way you could hear it in New York was if you tuned in on your AM radio, because I don't think it was much FM then. You got to go all the way up into the 1500s. You would hear Jocko Henderson, or a show like that, and you would hear just some incredible stuff. I remember at night turning my radio up very low so my parents couldn't hear, but I heard that music, and it stuck with me till today.
You know that particular music was very good to a point, and where you thought that you could improve it, but you could never improve that. You had to go back. If you heard something, somebody else came out with a record, you said, oh man, we got to get one like that because we wanted to have that. Stuff we could get. But our stuff was completely different from most stuff. And like, do you love me? You know, do you love me? You know, these kind of things. We always looked for something different. But yet we still wanted that feel of
that sound.
Yeah.
It's like you wanted a hook.
Right, that hook. And
with your sound.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's very, very nice.
Well, they can't write that music today for some reason.
They write it, but they write it, but they for some reason are going beat crazy because most stuff sounds like it's running away.
Doesn't sound like anything.
So people can't keep up with it, and people are out of motion when they're dancing, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, but the little things that you see Michael Jackson and his sister do and all that, that's kind of different. That's different. That is very classy and it looks good. But a lot of these groups today, they got a lot of stuff that you can't, unless you get a decent rap record, you know. They are some. Joe Martin's daughter raps, and she does very well. She did Church Bells May Ring. And rap. Nice.
Oh, pretty good.
Nice.
You know who was the original rap artist? But he wasn't the singer. Jocko Henderson. If you ever listen to his intro.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? He was the original.
The original rap.
Because that wasn't rap back then. Nobody knew what rap was.
Well, I did a rap.
Right. That was stuff when he lead off the show.
You know that either.
No, that I didn't.
We're going to cut in here now. We're just going to go to the video that we've done. We're going to bring in the video, okay, and then we're going to come back and do some more interviewing.
The love bells are ringing. They're saying goodbye. Wishing my darling you were at my side. You will never cry. You'll never cry. If I knew you loved me, I'd be so satisfied. So burning, my darling, say we'll never part. We will never part. We'll never part. The love bells are ringing. They're gathering lovers, for no other lover can win. We went to the church to answer the love bell. Then my lover walked in. Love bells are ringing. They're saying goodbye, wishing my darling you were at my side. You will never cry. You'll never cry.
bells are ringing.
They're saying goodbye.
Our love bells are saying
You will never cry.
you'll never We're back from the video. It's a great sound you guys have, and I wanted to ask you one thing about, did anybody here ever do their own writing a song, and did you try writing a song?
We all did.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and that's what we always collaborated on everything we did. And but I would come up with an idea, Richie or Joe, and we do that. We put everything together ourselves.
Oh, that's great, huh?
And then we had somebody write it down for us and shoot music. But we had a piano player that was with us for a while. What was his name?
Dave.
David. And he used to help us out. But he wasn't the type of guy that would write lyrics or something like that. But this was all our ideas. What we would do is sing. And
He keep us a tempo.
we just keep moving on with what we got. As we go, we write it down. That's how we did it.
So you want to ask me something about the
Sure.
song?
After the Willows, I don't know if you guys broke up or just disbanded. I know Tony went out as a solo, and I know from my record collection that he made an awful lot of recordings on an awful lot of labels.
Yeah.
Was there a reason that you went from label to label, or?
I was trying to just be successful in the respect of getting out since I had the break to do it. I mean, I thought maybe something would happen. Maybe we'd be together later. But it didn't happen like I thought it was. And, I did a lot of stuff, different groups. I mean, I helped a few groups out, Ladders, and did recording Burt Bacharach and Melbourne Records. I mean, Mercury Records and Klaus Ogerman. MGM, and some other label. There's so many labels I did.
There were quite a bit.
My Little Red Book and stuff like that. But then I had Richard singing. Richard was into things. I did a lot of commercials, so I got Richard into stuff. He was doing commercials. He did a couple. What did you do?
L&M cigarettes.
See, they did a lot. I'm not the one, but then Joe told me what you did with the Willows while I
kept the Willows going.
His and his wife, they stopped.
How long did the group continue on, whether you recorded or not, until you got to the point where you just said,
I never.
You never gave
We
up?
never gave up.
Well, that's great.
Well, actually, we never quit.
broke up.
Right.
We just
trying something.
take a vacation.
It's like a Rip Van Winkle. You slept
Yeah, and then we say, well, it's time to go back,
Yeah.
And this is the way we've been doing it,
Well, the real shame is that you never could duplicate the success of the one song, because you did have a good sound. And it was obviously a very catchy song, because it caught on with, I'm sure, I don't know how many records it sold, but it had close to 1 million, I would guess.
It's supposed to be
It
over.
was a really popular song.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something, in rehearsal, when we rehearsed at Rich's house, we do Church Bells May Ring. It sounds like the original. But if we came back and a couple hours later in rehearsal and we do it again, we said, wait a minute now, something's wrong somewhere.
Or something you add, over the years, or something you take out, or whatever,
Just a little different.
Yeah, right.
But, and so little things we have done with Church Bells May Ring, like I had little things.
He was a ballad one time.
It was cute. I have an idea for Church Bells May Ring if we ever get to record it again.
What do you mean, if?
Well,
Should be no if.
To record it again.
Okay.
I would like to do
Absolutely.
that. But I have an idea for it.
But we had a new version. After Tony had left us, we decided, we had Joe's wife with us then, and, we had another, almost a calypso type of version of Church Bells May Ring, which we thought about doing at that
That was never recorded. It was something you did.
But something we used to rehearse on.
Never on a tape somewhere?
It's
like
beautiful. It was good. It was a soul, too, I believe.
That's how it go.
Well, you know what it is? At the time, let's say the late 50s came around, the music was changing.
Right.
And then when you ran into the early 60s, which is, I think, a lot of the recordings that you made around that time, the music, of course, you had the English influence come in.
Right.
You had surf music come in. and then, you know, music took just a 180-degree turn.
Where were you at then? Was that when that all
We didn't care. We didn't
I was,
continue what
I
we
was
was
in
doing.
Paris. I had a band
Yeah,
in
it didn't
Paris.
bother
Had
us.
a band in
You know, we didn't get who
Oh, yeah,
played
you were
that.
doing solo.
Yeah.
Keep our stock, keep on going with it.
Did a lot of movies.
That's the way it is.
And,
Plays too, wasn't
So,
it? And plays too.
Michelle LeGrand
Oh, he was on Broadway.
in Broadway, Pearlie.
and on Broadway also?
Yeah, he was on Broadway.
Cabin in the
Broadway.
Sky.
That's all right,
Revival of Cabin in the Sky.
Through the right connections to how to get out there.
Listen, don't worry. I got me what I want to do right now until things get better, and I'm very pleased, you know. But what I'm pleased and happy about is that you found us and brought us here, and I'm appreciative of that.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm
And
real happy that
like
you guys are
James
here,
too.
Well, I think a lot of people would really want to see them. You know, haven't seen you. You hear it all the time on the radio.
Right.
This will be a
But
real
they
treat
swear
for
they
the
can't
audience.
find
I
us.
appreciate you guys bringing
You know?
me here, believe me. More than
We'll
anything.
check it
Oh,
out.
thank you.
Right.
Church bells may ring, church bells may ring. Church bells may ring, and surely, darling, the angels will sing. I'll tell you, darling, you're the queen of my throne. You should have known, sweetheart, sweetheart, known, sweetheart. The church bells may ring, and surely, darling, the angels will sing. I'll tell you, darling, you're the queen of my throne. You should have known, sweetheart, oh baby, don't sweetheart. Oh, ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, ding dong. I love you, darling, and I want you for my own. I'll give you anything that I own. You should have known, sweetheart, oh sweetheart. Hello, hello again, my friends. I hope that we will meet again. Ling, 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 ling. Well, well, ling, a ling, ding dong. I love you, darling, and I want you for my own. I'll give you anything that I own. You should have known, sweetheart, oh sweetheart. Hello, hello again, my friends. I hope that we will meet again. Ling, 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 ling. Oh, a ling, ding dong. I love you, darling, and I want you for my own. I'll give you anything that I own. You should have known. Church bells may ring, church bells may ring, church bells may ring.
Tony Middleton, the Willows, New York City's legendary Willows, Mr. Tony Middleton.